Hey everybody, happy Monday. Hope everyone had a good weekend so far. For those of you who have already seen and voted on the poll on my YouTube channel, I appreciate it and I am watching those responses. So today, this isn't necessarily fueled by that. However, this is something I've wanted to do for a while anyway. I am building a guardian farm. Now, I don't know if mechanics have changed much, and that's why I haven't seen many, but most of the Guardian Farm videos that I've found on YouTube were actually like a year or more old. So hopefully, hopefully none of the mechanics have changed. There are a large number of ocean monuments close by. I'm not going to be building this at the two that are like across from each other. Those are going to be two that I plan to do some base expansion with. So I've come to this one. This is kind of on the west side of the, what do you call it? The Mushroom Island. The mushroom fields, as Chunk Base calls it. So anyway, that's why I'm here. So I actually am following the video that was released by Silent Whisperer. I think one of you actually had mentioned them to me many weeks, maybe even months back. So I listened and I actually took a look at the video. I really liked the design. It seemed relatively simple. It still is kind of complicated, but as far as things that I've seen, this looks like one of the more simple builds. And I'm doing one of the smaller scale versions of this because I didn't want to spend the time or the resources making the full like large scale one. So that being the case, I did put some effort into this and I like what I'm getting out of it. However, I do have a question for any of those of you who have built a Guardian farm in the past. Have you had any issues with Guardians not spawning in the proper locations? Because this design seems to be based or built on an understanding that all of the Guardians have like fixed spawning locations. And I did follow the instructions correctly. I did check them and build them where they're supposed to be. Yet two of the cells of this portion of the farm aren't actually generating guardians. Two of them are, the other two are not. So if anybody has any insight on that, I would love to hear what you have to say, because I want to fix it. I want to get it to work fully, completely, but I'm not really sure entirely what's wrong. Anyway, that's kind of my own thought, and hope that I'll have an answer from you guys. Thanks. So, for those of you who are watching, I would appreciate any likes, follows, subscriptions on YouTube, comments for, like I had the previous little section. If you've got any advice on how to fix the spawning issues that I'm having with this, I'd love to hear your comments. But I also would really like the support, because at some point in the future, I would love for this to be something that I can do for a living. But that requires a lot of support from you guys who are watching my videos. So if you feel compelled to like and subscribe and all that, I would very much appreciate it. If you're on TikTok, follow and repost, share, like the videos. All of that's appreciated, and it goes a long way in helping me out. So appreciate you guys, and appreciate all the likes and follows that you provide. And speaking of likes and follows and subscribes and everything, one of the YouTube creators that I follow, IBX Toycat, he posted a video, I think it was yesterday. I saw it this morning, and today being Sunday, by the way, and he was talking about plans that Mojang has for 122, or the creaking, the Pale Forest update thing. And I kind of want to touch on that because he mentioned one thing, like a lot of people have apparently been saying, it's like, oh, hey, would put a structure in the new Pale Garden. And I'm like, okay, I would definitely go for that. That would be really cool. And one of the things he mentioned that I think would be really, really sweet to have is a variation of the Woodland Mansion in the Pale Forest, or excuse me, the Pale Garden. And if they had that structure also generating in the Pale Garden, with the one tweak being like it has, if it generates in that biome, it has like 1 or 2 unique rooms. I think that would be phenomenal because the Woodland Mansions are really cool structures. There's a lot they offer in terms of the Totems of Undying from the Evokers, the libraries that are there that you can go and raid for books. It's full of all kinds of stuff that you can use. And if they had one that was designed for the Pale Garden biome, that you had a unique room or something with maybe unique plants available, you know, because you've got the dark oak room in the Woodland Mansion. What if this one had like a unique floral room with like flowers or something that were like some kind of plant that was unique to the Pale Garden biome? I think that would be a really intriguing idea, especially like if you go check out IBX Toycat's video where he's talking about this, it'll make a lot more sense, and I think a lot of his ideas are really cool. Also, one note that I want to make: earlier in the video, you watched me change it to peaceful to build this. I don't usually play with my world on peaceful, but for farms like this, and I do actually plan on doing more of this style of farm. Anyway, I wanted to be able to build it without constantly getting bombarded with these little laser beams and everything from the Guardians. So I set it to peaceful temporarily while I built this, changed it back to easy that I usually play on. However, raid farms and everything, I always bump it up to normal or hard just so I can get better loot. But that's just how I play. So critique that if you want to, but that's how I play. That's how I find the most enjoyment in this game. So, and I set it to peaceful to make this process less of a frustration. Anyhow, but yeah, I would say check out Toycat's videos. He's got really interesting content most of the time, and videos like this that he posts actually very regularly, where he's talking about like, what if we do this, or what if we do this? I think it generates a lot of good brainstorming, good ideas that Mojang can use, and that kind of conversation is something that I really want to engage in a lot. So if any of you all have some ideas, drop those in the comments. I'm looking forward to the Pale, whatever they're calling it, the Creaking and Pale update. I'm looking forward to that, but I do actually have some hopes that they're going to be doing more. Speaking of doing more, I've got more farms and more building that I'm going to do in the coming week. So stay tuned for Friday's video. Hope you all have a fantastic one. Thanks for your support today. We'll see you on Friday.